again today. The topic is about humanity, the human race. The human race and Fitnah. This is what we call the true religion from which all men and women were created. But also in that context or in that order, there are practices which are forbidden by the most holy, glorified, Almighty Allah. And those practices are forbidden in order to keep the human race with its ability to recognize the beauty in every human being. However, as I said, we are going to look at humanity, the human race, as well as I would say things which are very, very which bring about disrepute and confrontation with the human race itself, along with if human beings kind of venture in things that Allah has forbidden. Now, today, we are going to look at Fitnah. But before we look at Fitnah, we are going to see, I want to remind you, men and women on planet Earth, that you are all living Muslims, men and women, children, boys and girls, you are all living Muslims on this planet, my people, my creations. Whereby, being that when you're all living Muslims, whatever that sustains every human being, whether it is in terms of food, what you people consume as food, those creations too are Muslims. We've seen on some occasions whereby we looked at a flower. A flower is a product of a plant. When a plant produces a flower, and that flower kind of it has petals and whatever, it gives off it is even infused with perfumes of fragrances of perfumes, of which a flower testifies its beauty in the religion of Islam. If you are to look at, let's say, a flower testifies its beauty in the religion of Islam. With that, flowers, every plant produces a flower, and those flowers eventually becomes fruits and fruits that are edible, they are eatable either by human beings or by other creations within the sanctity, within the creations. Because human beings there are some fruits they eat, and there are some fruits which are eaten by other creations. There's some fruits which are eaten by birds which cannot be eaten by human beings. There's some fruits which are eaten by which cannot be eaten by human beings. So that way, that puts you under the beauty, the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, because we did look at what is life. What humanity, life, and Allah says, my creations, life is a religion. Life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. Life, my people, my creation, my children, life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. However, in the creation of humanity, or in the creation of the human race of human beings were given a percentage very little percentage of mental development whereby a human being can recognize that she or he is a mother, she has a child, or a father, that he has a wife and what have you. A wife is a female creation, and a father is a male creation. When they join in matrimony or in a holy communion, they become a husband and wife, and that is a natural prescription of the holy divine laws of the holy Quran, or of the holy religion of Islam, or the holy religion of Mother Nature, or the holy interpretation of Mother Nature, that a man, a male creation, should kind of come in a holy communion with a female creation in order to start or produce products which are either children. Because any man and woman, if they become in a holy communion, whereby in modern times, men they call it wedding, they entered into whatever they got married. With that, after marriage, you expect after a certain time, a woman will become pregnant and she will produce children with that. The beauty of that, the children you produce are very, very special creation, because it's only a female who has been honored by Allah as a creation that can hold and keep her warm, or keep our creation in her warm. After some time she produces, after 9 months, she will produce a child, either a boy or a girl, and that child is what makes what you see today as men on this planet and women on this planet. So every man and every woman on this planet are produced of a woman, are products of produced of a woman, because women were honored by Allah. We are tasked by Allah to produce children, to keep the line of human beings in continuation on living on planet Earth, or to keep the religion, the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, and to keep the worthiness of life and beauty in human beings kind of respected. However, as I said in the beginning, we are going to look at fitnah, the things that Allah has forbidden, that human beings should not engage in those practices. One of those practices is sadism. Sadism is a practice whereby men derive pleasure from the psychological mutilation and physical mutilation of others. That is forbidden. It's forbidden by the most holy Prophet of Allah. Men who are wicked, who are sick, they derive pleasure from practices of physical or psychological mutilation of others. That is a practice that is forbidden, and it is a practice which has brought, if you engage in it, that is fitnah. If you engage in practices of psychological and physical mutilation of others, that is fitnah. That is fitnah. It's fitnah, because in those practices of psycho mutilation and physical mutilation of others, men engage in production of weapons, production of that theologies that desecrates the beauty of a human worthiness. Desecrates the beauty of a human creation, of a human worthiness, whereby men and women become worthless. And once men and women become worthless, they do find entertainment in what we call physical and psychological mutilation of others, which is forbidden by holy divine laws. So that way, Allah has forbidden, has put divine prescription, holy divine prescription of how men and women should live in their societies. Not to engage in forbidden practices of fitnah. Practices of fitnah, they do not only affect human beings, but they affect the environment too. They affect other creations within the sustenance, the complementary sustenance to human beings. Because Allah created human beings. He created them from the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. The most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. And I said, these are the complementary sustenance that can sustain lives of men and women on planet Earth. Those are things that you consume as food, the air you breathe, and the water, and so many, many other things. So with that, we say we are going to look at fitnah. Fitnah is a forbidden act. Fitnah is forbidden as Allah has forbidden men and women to engage in fitnah and use fitnah as a way. Allah has forbidden fitnah, and we should not use fitnah as a way of living in their societies. Whereby in modern times, men and women wake up, and as soon as they wake up, they will rush with their intentions of fitnah to others, either psychological or physical. They will become practices which cause others even to become under the spell of drunkenness of fitnah. My people, it is our the word fitnah fast. Every human beings have ever come across and say, and there's a word called fitnah in some countries, some languages. They take fitnah, they say it's fighting. No, it's more than that. It's a very, very, very evil thing that can destroy every living thing on this planet. Fitnah is what you see when you wake up and spend 365 days of the year engaged in the production of weapons which can affect the environment. The environment which produces the food that you eat. Weapons which affects human beings. Weapons which desecrates the beauty of human beings. And in fitnah again, the practices, there are practices in some countries. Women are the beauty of the beauty that Allah honored in a female creation are disrespected even in Islamic countries. Now today, I wanted to portray some practices. There's a law, there's something which is not a law, it's a practice called Kafarah. The Kafarah practice is practiced in Islamic speaking or Islamic kind of practicing people who say they are Muslim Islamic countries. This practice is very, very widely available in countries like Saudi Arabia. Because if I was to tell human beings that Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion, I would stand within my backyard to say, my people of Saudi Arabia, men and women, do not engage in fitnah against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. Men and women in Saudi Arabia, citizens of Saudi Arabia, do not engage in practices of fitnah against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. I'll repeat that. Men and women, citizens of Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Jordan, and any country which identifies itself as it has some kind of relationship with the religion of Islam, I beg and I ask every one of you to disengage in a desecration of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam by using fitnah or the Kafarah law, the Kafarah practice, whereby men, they take other men or women as commodities which can be abused. For instance, a man, a woman, or a family, a couple in Saudi Arabia would say a woman would tell her husband, I need a maid, a housemaid. The man will look for the housemaid. They'll go to Africa and pick up someone. Or they'll go to Philippines and pick up someone, or India, or Pakistan, whatever, and they bring these girls to work as housemaids. Housemaids are girls who do cleaning, washing, cooking, and so many other whatever of the household where they're born. But in some circumstances, some of these girls are either forced into, they are raped. They are raped either by the boss or the boss who brought the girl to work for you, to help his wife to do some work in their household. Some of the girls are raped by boys who are of the equivalent age bracket as the girl who was brought to do housemaid work. So once this happens, some of these girls, without any dispensing justice to them, they are thrown into prisons and they say they are Kafarah, under the practice of Kafarah, a practice which desecrates the beauty of a human being. Because you imagine, because you look at men in Saudi Arabia or you anywhere on this planet, you imagine that your dignities are taken away and you become a Kafarah. You fall under the category of a Kafarah. Someone rapes you. After raping you, they throw you in a prison. A few days ago, I was invited by, as I usually sit around, I'm usually around the Kaaba in Mecca, and I will usually sit either in the Kaaba or outside the Kaaba watching what is going on in Saudi Arabia. But a few days ago, an angel and some cries, some very uncomfortable sounds of wailing and sorrow came across my vision, and I was straight away taken into prisons of Saudi Arabia and some UAE and other countries, whereby I found more than 1,000 girls who were taken either from Philippines or India, Pakistan, as well as Africa. And we are in prison. Like I did ask them, why are you here? Some of them were pregnant. Some of them had their children in prison. I cried so much. My eyes couldn't stop me from crying, because this is what I saw as fitnah against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, whereby a man in Saudi Arabia picks a girl from Africa or Philippines or whatever, and they take them as housemaid to help their wives. When the girls get there, a man in one or the other is pushed to go into what you call a mad west, whatever, and he ends up either raping these girls, and they become pregnant. Some of them are pregnant. I would have shown you the pictures of these girls while they are stuck in prison because of the Kafarah fitnah practice. Kafarah fitnah practice, which desecrates the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, of which I've been crying that men and women, you are all living Muslims on this planet. You are all living Muslims on this planet, whereby you were given a percentage of mental development which demands that you respect religions, including mostly, if a person, a human being, if you recognize that he's a living human being, you've got to give them maximum respect in terms of peace and harmony because of the beauty of their lives, of the honor. These are men and women who are in the wombs of their mothers for 9 months, the same way you as an Arab woman was in the womb of your mother for 9 months. You came onto this planet whereby you couldn't even lift your mouth and put it on your mother's breast in order to suckle the breast in your mother's breast. But today, you took on you ask your husband, you can make a housemaid. When the housemaid comes to whatever, if you get disagreements, whatever, you end up pushing these very, very innocent, vulnerable girls into prisons because of the Kafarah. Fitnah against the human race and against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. Can't remind you. Many of you men and women of Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar, Jordan, and Oman, and what have you, you are in this position whereby you can say, can I have a maid? Because of the religion of Islam. But when you turn around and use the Kafarah, the Fitnah, against the most holy, beautiful religion, which allows you to even have extra money or to think that you have extra money in order to hire or to bring a girl from Africa to work for you as a housemaid, and you turn around and use the Kafarah, the Fitnah law, the Fitnah practice against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. I said to you, my people, the tears did come out of my eyes for about 2 hours when I looked at these girls. Land up in prison. Some of them are pregnant. Land up in prison. Some of them are pregnant. I did ask them, did they give you anything? They just threw us here in the prison. And one of the girls was dressed like a Muslim, beautiful, practicing female with her baby. When I looked in her eyes, she was crying inside her. She was crying, wailing, and saying, who are these kind of foolish men and women who took us from our beautiful land and who ended up here throwing us into prisons? Yet their men raped us, or their children raped us. But they never dispensed justice to us. Instead, they used the Fitnah and threw us in prison. My people of Saudi Arabia, my people of Qatar, my people of Oman, my people of UAE, Muslims all over this planet, you are not above the law. I'll tell you why. You may take a girl as a housemaid and she's abused by either your husband and she becomes pregnant. And you stupid and foolish, drunken Kafarah Fitnah law, you say, take her to prison. I think in Saudi Arabia you've had no problems, too much problems with deadly diseases like cancer of the brain, cancer of the backbone, cancer of the ovaries, cancer of the throat. I'll tell you from today, because of the fitnah that I've noticed within the societies who say they are Muslims in the holy land of the Saudi Arabia, the UAE, the Qatar, and these countries, that if you don't stop the Kafarah Fitnah law against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, I will enter your bodies as a disease to retaliate and remove you into or take you into what you call deadly pain and whatever, because you are the people who are practicing Fitnah. And this Fitnah is directed at the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. You are using the Kafarah, whatever practice, to dispense pain and sorrow to beautiful creations of human beings when you take them to your whatever as housemates who clean for you, who wash for you, and then you turn around and you say, oh, some of them you don't want to pay them. Instead of paying them, you throw them in prison. Haram. That is fitnah. Haram. That is fitnah which you've committed against the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, the religion of Allah. And for your information, any Arab, any living human being, Islam is a holy, beautiful name of Allah. Islam is one of the most holy, scared, holy name of the most holy glorified about Allah that He revealed to human beings in which human beings can engage and see how beautiful Islam is if you honor and adhere to the holy divine laws and divine holy prescriptions and commands of He whose name is Islam, life. Whose name is Islam, life. The most holy glorified Almighty Allah. I say to you, men and women, stop the Kafarah practice, or else I'll come as disease, deadly cancer disease in your bodies, because you cannot insult the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam using a fitnah law, the fitnah practice of Kafarah. In that, I send a warning to every man and woman, sheikh, imams, and what have you. Children, you stop the Kafarah practice. Or because it's against the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, and it's against the human race, and it's against any life ethics, any medical ethics. It's against any beauty of what we created on this planet. With that, I see it again. Men and women must stop the Kafarah practice because it's fitnah against the most holy, beautiful religion, the religion of the most holy, glorified Almighty Allah, the religion, life, or Islam. I will not say Assalamu alaikum to you today. While I'm closing this video, I'll say to you, men and women who live in countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, even in Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Mauritania, Gambia, Senegal, any country which has a practicing kind of whatever, disengage and stop the Kafarah practice, or else the Kafarah practice is a fitnah practice, a very deadly fitnah practice which can bring the destruction of all living men from this planet, because it's against the most holy, beautiful religion, Islam. And as I said to you, Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion from which every woman and every man was created. And life is Islam. Life is Islam. The most in Islam, Allah says, life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. I'll close this whatever by calling the Azan as a reminder to men and women not to engage in what you call fitnah against Islam. I'll call the Azan because the Azan reminds you, any one of you, how you spend 9 months in your mother's womb, while many of you don't understand why do you were in your mother's womb. You are glorifying, you are praying, you are glorifying Allah. I'll call the Azan to remind men and women that you are all living Muslims on this planet. Allah Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. Humanity